Well, hey there. Good morning, South Fellowship Church. Ryan Paulson, lead pastor here, coming to you, and our video is on, whoa, that is a thick line. Philippians chapter 2, verses 12 through 13, and this was message number 5 in a series on God's will. And I'm going to go a little bit off the tracks here as far as where we went with the message. You can listen to that. That's up online, and I would encourage you to do so. But I want to draw out a truth from this text that I think is really important to discussion of God's will, but also life as a disciple in general. So here's what Paul says, writing to the church at Philippi: "Therefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, so now, not only as in my presence, but much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for his good pleasure." There are two phrases that I want to sort of drill down on. One is work out. Work out your own salvation. So you're not called to work out somebody else's, you're called to work out your own. Paul makes that really clear. And God who works in you. So the question that I want to wrestle with a little bit is it God or is it you? Now, throughout church history, we've had this like pendulum swing, where you have this sort of middle of the road, and then you have it's all God, and then you have it's all you. The problem with it's all you starts to be this idea that we can maybe earn our salvation, that we merit some sort of reward from God, that this is sort of a willpower-based spirituality, and it all depends on us. By contrast, there's this it's all God, and what happens then is there's no participation. And then there's also no explanation for why some people become disciples, which is a command, and why some people don't, right? Like if it's all God and God's activity is active in everybody's life, who at least those who profess faith, we could agree on that, then why do some become disciples and some just seem to sputter along in their faith if it's God working in each one of them in the same way? So that therein lies the tension. I think what Paul is doing here, though, is giving us what I would say is a more complex understanding of spirituality. Who's called to work it out? Well, we are. That's us. That's our effort. Now, not effort to earn anything, but that's our effort to grow spiritually. And then there's also God who is at work on the inside. That's him motivating and moving us along by the power of his Spirit. That's him empowering us. As I said yesterday, Dallas Willard, I think, nailed it when he said grace is not opposed to effort. He went on to say that grace is not opposed to effort, it's opposed to earning. That God's grace is active in our life, not just for the forgiveness of sins, but for all of life with God. And so what I would say, what Paul's teaching is that the spiritual life is a partnership between God and his Spirit and you. You are called to work it out because God is at work within. And so I'd say that it's this both. And yes, the spiritual life is a partnership between you and God, both the surrendered heart and the Spirit at work, both pulling in the same direction, both to will and to work for his good pleasure or his good purpose. The book of Ephesians would say that there are good deeds that he's created for us to walk into. And so that's the partnership that we get to have with the Spirit of God. So my encouragement to you would be reject overly simplistic views of how to unpack whether it's God or you, and reject the absolutes. It's only God or it's only you. And actually what the scriptures teach, I think pretty clearly here, is that it's this both and relationship between us and God. And so today, as you walk with Jesus in his way, with his heart, would you enjoy the reality that the Spirit of God is at work in you? And would you, not in order to earn anything from God, but in order to position yourself to receive what God is already pouring out, may you position yourself to cooperate and partner with his Spirit's work in you. Have a great day.